Welcome, all you beautiful souls, to your weekly energy update, and we're going to be looking at the week of June 26th through July 3rd. Has some interesting things that are happening this week astrologically, actually starting on the 26th all the way up to like July 1st. The god of war, Mars, is going to be having this interesting kind of energetic dance with Pluto. So you got the god of war and Pluto, which is kind of the destroyer of things. It's like the challenging kind of energy of that planet. And they're both going to be interacting with each other during those 4 or 5 days. So really be aware that there's going to be some it's almost like you can smell gas in the air, and you're like, don't light any matches because it's going to go boom. So just walk gently with others and just kind of carefully walk around. Don't have to walk on eggshells, but just be aware on, do I need to say things that way, or do I need to say that at all? And wait for this week to kind of go by before you bring up any kind of volatile subjects. Because we also have on June 28th the new moon in Cancer. Cancer is a very emotional, energy. It is attached to the moon. So, because Cancer is ruled by the moon, so you've got all this strong emotional energy that is happening. Not so much like a full moon, but a new moon is about new things, new emotions coming in. So you've got that mother, that nurturing energy, that emotional energy that's interacting as well, starting on June 28th, planting new seeds for new emotions, new ways of looking at things too. We also have the Neptune, planet of Neptune, on June 28th, the same day as the new moon, going fully retrograde. We've been in the pre-shadow of it since March 22nd. So you've already started to feel this energy of the Neptune retrograde, which is about like the stripping away of illusions or any kind of realities or any kind of small t truths that could have clouded our vision and keeping us from having clarity. So as this started in March 22nd, like some beliefs, some ways of seeing things have started to be challenged, but now we're going to go full bloom from June 28th all the way through December 3rd in having like this review of what we believe about things. Especially Neptune has to do a lot with our spirituality, our awareness of that kind of dreamy type world as well. And get used to that emotion and that feeling as we revisit that, because we actually it goes direct on December 3rd, but then we go into the post shadow of that, which means that we kind of have a review of the things that we wanted to change all the way up until like March 10th, which is very interesting because Neptune, we start to go kind of head forward, but then we kind of start going to a halt and drifting backward again because we go back in to retrograde June 30th of next year, and we stay in that all the way until December 24th of next year, the 2023, and we'll be in the post shadow of that all the way until March 27th of 2024. So this challenging of looking at the way we see things is going to be a huge theme for the next, year and a half, right? So just get used to it. Once we understand that this is the energy that's out there, then we can deal with it differently because we know why it's happening. We don't feel as out of water, which makes sense with everything going on in the world, with all these truths that are coming out around political things and, everything everywhere. All of us have been having like this challenge of what do I believe? Because we're hearing different stories from all over the place, and it really starts having you wonder, what is truth? All these capital T truths of the heavenly realm, we're wanting to grasp for that because all the small t truths of the human world seem to be fluctuating and flying all over the place and even contradicting each other. So there is this call for a capital T truth that's so much more. I always say that the small t truths are those that are rooted in the conditional love of the human side, but the capital T Taurus of the heavenly realm are those that are rooted in unconditional love. So we're going to be having this little fluctuation and this pointing towards ourselves to find out what within our soul do we believe, instead of listening to the popular opinion of the humans and the outside world. So we're going to dive in to your weekly reading just to see what is going to be coming about from this sparking of energy and see what the Creator wants you to know. So we'll jump into your sign right now. All right, all you Taurians, this is your weekly energy update, and we're going to start off here by pulling a card from the Shaman's Dream Oracle, and any of the cards I use in a reading I do list in the description box below. And I'm just going to give this a good shuffle. One more time. All right, we'll just see what the general energy is around what the Creator and Spirit want you to know about what kind of awareness around this Neptune energy, this Neptune retrograde energy, the ending of things and the beginning of new things, the clarity of things. So let's see what area or what energy they'd like you to be aware of. I have this card here, and you've got the Dust Devil. So a little bit of swirling around going on, and it says moving out of stagnation. So definitely clear energy there about it's time for movement, opened right up to it. It says embrace the chaos, trust in the process, and then moving out of stagnation. So the presence of the Dust Devil causes a ruckus. Some people are afraid of his chaotic nature, believing that he comes to intentionally stir things up. The truth is, you can't expect this dream ally to behave, to bring niceness, to be clean. His power is in the mess he creates as he calls for you to engage in the full cyclone of life. And that kind of reminds me really of the Pluto energy. It's called kind of like the destroyer. It comes in, challenges things, rattles things up, and changes things for us to look at it. And that's, joining well with this Neptune energy. Says he represents two aspects to you now: the wind or the winds in your outer life appearing to throw you off course, where you assume the world is coming at or happening to you. And then also the winds that churn inside you, with the Dust Devil arising from your dreamscape to help you escape your invisible chains, shackling you to a barren desert. Stop asking for things to be perfect. Awkward, messy, conflicted, exuberant, and wild is how you shift. So trust this process. The Dust Devil knows what you need when you need it. And once things settle, you will see the gleaming jewels awaiting your discovery, the wisdom awaiting integration. So yeah, definitely the shaking up of things that are going on are happening for you to remove things, to bring this clarity. And this is like we talked about in the introduction about this energy that's coming in with this Neptune retrograde is about removing these fake realities out of your way to see the real truth of things. And so this is definitely happening for you. We're also going to pull from the tarot deck here and see what else they'd like you to know around this energy. Let's give it a couple shuffles here. All right, so what else for our Taurians? What else do you want them to know? Okay, there's 4. Any others? Okay, and I do want this one at the very top. So you've got these 2 and these 2 and this one. We'll start with this one down here, and you have the King of Pentacles here, which Pentacles is your earth element, is your energy, Taurians, and the King, of course, represents just a really strong foundation in his worth and his awareness and who he is, and whether you're male or female or how you identify, this is that masculine, divine masculine energy, so it can apply to anyone. And the side kind of story around the King of Pentacles, there's really 2 things that they want to bring up around this. The first has to do with, like I talked about, the king experiences all of the pentacles journey, which does have to do with the outside world, but it also has to do with defining your worth based on your interactions in this human experience, in the outside world. One of the four pentacles is the kind of the stage of the pentacle journey that the king goes on, where he learns that when he tried defining himself by the outside things, there's like three areas that we're taught to define our worth by, which becomes like a retail price out there, and that's relationships, situations, like your job, your education, your social status, and then also things like your body, your bank accounts, and your possessions, right? But the king realizes when he defines himself by all those three areas that he feels unstable. His worth feels unstable because all those things are unstable. Because with relationships, people change or they pass away. Situations never stay the same. And things break down, deteriorate, or are stolen or, burned down. And so when we have our worth based on those unstable things, we feel unstable. Our worth feels unstable. So the king does realize in his journey, as he turns inward, he finds self-worth, because outside is retail price. That's what price we feel other people put on us, what we're worth to the outside world. But when we turn inward and we turn to our hearts and we find and connect to that unconditional love from the other side, all those beings of unconditional love and light, when that unconditional, stable, eternal love becomes our foundation, then we feel solid and stable. And that's like one of those big journeys that the king goes through. The other thing is usually they'll have like a tree on the King of Pentacles, which can represent like the family tree. And this can be also something, clarity coming in, that if there's been family tree patterns and belief systems that have been passed down from generation to generation, then you are the one that has the power to break some chains, to shake and rattle the tree, your family tree, in a variety of ways. It could be that you're stopping a kind of a challenging, fear-based kind of belief system or abuse of some kind. You can break those types of things. It also can be that you're breaking away from being in the family business or the family career. Like everyone's a police officer, everyone's a nurse, everyone's a doctor, everyone's, it's like you are breaking out of the norm and breaking chains. And that kind of comes into, again, this is a general reading, so that can vary by each one of you, of course. So take what resonates with that for you there. But you definitely are breaking these chains and things are clearing up for you here because you are understanding your worth in a lot more deeper way. And then you have the Four of Cups. Cups are your emotions. And the Four of Cups does bring in an emotional stability around, because the three cups that are turned over are actually like those three areas I talked about, relationships, situations, and things that we're told are supposed to make us feel emotionally fulfilled, but they don't, right? We're just talking about, that experience the King of Pentacles goes through. It also impacts him emotionally. So whereas I said the Four of Pentacles was the journey that he learned about his worth, the Four of Cups is the journey you learn about emotional stability, and that you feel emotionally unstable when you're defining yourself by those experiences emotionally. And they always have, let's see, so you've got the three shells there. They don't have the actual cups on here, but usually there'll be three cups that are turned over and then one Ace of Cups that comes to you from the side. There's like this huge hand handing it to you, and that Ace of Cups is the chalice. It's the Holy Grail. It is full of that love we were talking about, that unconditional love from the other side. It's the living waters. And so that emotionally is what fills you up, and that's where your emotional stability comes in. So definitely there's this change that's happening, this spark that's happening to have you review your worth and your emotional base and understanding what it is you're basing it all on. Okay, and then we're going to go to this one next, and you've got the Two of Swords. So swords are your thoughts, your beliefs, your mindsets, your attitudes, and you can see how she's balancing herself, walking along this line here. And this definitely has this duality that's coming in your thoughts and beliefs. So for me, the twos in the minor arcana represent the two different sides of where you can, in this case, because it's thoughts, where you get your mental kind of belief systems, where you build your beliefs from. One side is of the human side, which is all that stuff on the outside, right? It's all the fear-based things that are, I call them conditional love lies. It's the fear of losing that conditional love, because when there's conditions around love, then it can be lost because there's a condition to earn it and there's a condition, at least one, to lose it. And then on the other side, you have, like we talked about, the unconditional love of the other realm. No conditions, not even one, because it just takes one condition to make it conditional. So there's nothing you need to do to earn it. You just get it because of who you are, and there's nothing you can do to lose it. So you have these two mindsets that you start to understand and see the belief systems and how it's impacting your world. And this is what this is a lot about, this movement out of stagnation. You're moving out of this place of all those fear-based decisions and those fear-based emotions and that fear-based worth, and you're moving into awareness that there's a whole nother option to choose. We're not trapped in choosing from these fear emotions and these fear thoughts and these fear beliefs. We get to choose between the two. A lot of times they'll show like someone blindfolded with the two swords, which, and a moon, which represents, one side is the fear-based physical world, and the other is trusting your intuition, connecting to the higher realms, connecting to that spiritual side within you to make decisions too. So this is a lot of that. It's like the divide. In fact, I love the picture of this. It's almost like here's the old way of thinking and here's the new way of thinking, and you're walking across. The gap between the two is becoming clear with this energy that's coming in. Then we're going to pull this one here, and you have the Knight of Cups. I think this is the Knight. This might be the Knave of Cups. But the Cups they're basically bringing you the Ace of Cups. Usually if it's, and I think in this particular deck, when it shows the little helmet down there, I believe that is the Knave or the Page. So this does show, they usually will have the Ace of Cups in their hand, offering it to you like the Four of Cups normally does. So it does show a new journey, a new adventure. And even if it was the Knight, it would be the quest, all the Knight's quest for the Holy Grail. So it's the thirst, it's the search. You are in this quest, in this thirst for this knowledge, this connection and awareness of a love that will be fulfilling for you. And you do find that from within. That's what this journey is about. This whole dust devil, this breaking of chains from old ways of thinking and believing is happening for you so that you can experience that and really, have it soak in. And then you have this beautiful card number 14 here. And so this one is temperance. And so this also fits right into what we were talking about the balance between both sides, the understanding of, the one area of, seeing things from this perspective, seeing things from the human side, the character that we're experiencing here, and then also being able to see and balance that and see things from that higher perspective, from the actor behind the character, which is our powerful, supernatural, eternal spirit being that's made of unconditional love. So you do have this balancing out, this stabilization that's coming in for you with all of this. And I really feel like it said, when the dust settles, you're really going to have such clarity about life and freedom, because you're not going to feel trapped in that there's only one choice, that it's not a monopoly on your emotions, that there's always a second higher choice that you can make for your life. Neither of them are wrong. They're both experiences, but one is more freeing and full of that unconditional love and joy and peace and laughter. The other is more the uncomfortable emotions that are rooted in fear, which we did come here to experience. That's why they're not wrong. We came here on purpose to experience what we're not, to more fully understand who we are. And so you do have this balancing, this awareness that's coming in. And I did check just for clarity that this is the knave, the page. So definitely a new level of love emotion coming in, a new level of love awareness coming in. And then your last card we're going to pull is from this Gentle Creatures Wisdom deck. This is just going to be the final message that the Creator and Spirit want you to know about this energy for this Neptune retrograde. All right, so for our Taurians, what's your final message, please? Okay, this one right here. Yep, just the one. And you've got road trip. Yes, you're definitely moving. I mean, this dust devil with things swirling, you're definitely having this movement that's happening and going on with all of this. So you're definitely, moving out of stagnation, road trip. You're getting away from the old ways of thinking, right? It says, with the wind in their hair, which talked all about wind too, right? A cozy couple sets off on a road trip to somewhere. They haven't decided where they want to go because they know in their happy hearts that the destination isn't as important as the company. And I really feel like this is you and your higher self, the two of you that are going on this journey together. In this case, their small winged friend who has been invited along gets to determine which way the wind will blow them. And that represents spirit, that winged creature, right? He isn't a navigator so much as an instigator. All three are traveling light with no maps and no expectations, right? Letting all those old ways of thinking go. They are taking their time so they don't miss anything. They are ready for everything. Where will your adventurous heart take you next? Who will ride beside you? Take these lessons from the gentle creatures to heart. Remember that you can choose the direction or let the direction choose you. The same goes for those who would travel with you. Sometimes you want a tried and true friend along for grand adventures. Other times it's exciting to find the courage to venture out alone and trust the winds of fate to invite new acquaintances to join your journey. Love it. So definitely a new way of looking at things, a new adventure awaits you for this whole period. And I really, looking at those dates of the Neptune retrograde, you're going to be in this energy for a while. And so take your time, enjoy that. You don't want everything to fall, like the house of cards to fall all down around you. You're going to be taking bits and pieces and understanding the things, why I believed the way I believed about myself, and finding new ways to believe about yourself in a very gentle and unconditionally loving way. So I love this for you. And if you are looking for any other messages of love from above, in addition to these weekly energy updates, I also put out monthly readings for each zodiac sign and a few other types of videos. So if you don't want to miss out on any of those, if you give this video a little thumbs up and click the like button, also click the subscribe button, and that gives you access to the notification bell. And when you go in there, if you select the all option, then you'll be notified of any new videos that come out on this channel. Also, doing those things helps spread the love, and it helps my channel grow in significant ways, because when you like a video or share a video, comment on a video, subscribe to the channel, doing those things makes the YouTube algorithm so excited it wants to share these videos of this channel with other people as well. So if you feel inspired to do any of those things, I am very, very grateful for that. Also, these are general readings. If you're looking for even more specific information and specific answers for your specific life, I do offer personal readings, and all that information is listed in the description box below. All right, mighty Taurians, as you go through this week, please know every second of every day of your life that you are unconditionally loved by the Creator of all things. And of course, I love you too. Have an amazing week. I'll be talking soon. In the meantime, you hang in there and you take care.